Hello, my name is Dillan Savage of Worth Law Office, and I practice primarily in the Oklahoma City, Oklahoma area. Previously, in one of my other videos, I discussed the registration process of aircraft in the state of Oklahoma. Today we are going to be talking about different exemptions for individuals and businesses and agencies so they don't have to actually register their aircraft. There are actually 6 exemptions, and you can find those exemptions in Title III, Section 253. And since there are only 6, we're going to run through those almost word for word. Shouldn't take too long. So the first exemption that we're going to talk about is an aircraft that has been manufactured under a Federal Aviation Administration approved type certificate, which is owned and currently in the possession of the manufacturer themselves. So if you meet those criteria as a business, you in all likelihood are not going to have to register that aircraft. Number 2, if you are a charitable organization and you own an aircraft and you're using that aircraft only to further your charitable purpose, you are going to be exempt from the registration process and requirement. Number 3, if you are a private owner of an aircraft and you are not a resident of the state of Oklahoma, so you are living in a different state, you have an aircraft, and you have registered that aircraft in a different state, you're not going to actually have to register it in the state of Oklahoma. This is basically covering those individuals that are flying through the state or are just visiting in some capacity, but it's going to be registered in a different state. It just makes sense. Number 4, aircraft of the federal government or any agency thereof, state government, and other type of political subdivisions. Additionally, if it's an aircraft of the Civil Air Patrol, used solely in transaction of official business by a unit of the Civil Air Patrol, you're going to fall under an exemption at that point. Number 5, it's an aircraft licensed by a foreign country with which the United States has a reciprocal agreement covering the operation of such licensed aircraft. So we have an agreement with them being a foreign entity, foreign country, and they are able to fly their aircraft in the United States. They're not going to have to register it at that point. And lastly, an aircraft that is not currently licensed or holding a current airworthiness certificate by the Federal Aviation Administration. That's basically to cover people that have an aircraft that they just simply can't fly because it's not working. They're not going to make you register it at that point potentially. So again, 6 exemptions. If you think you fall under one, go check Title III, Section 253, and either, if you're still a little unsure, you can either check with an attorney or you can go talk to Service Oklahoma, the agency in charge of the registration process. But it's always good to be sure. It's always good to check on these things. If you found this to be helpful or you believe it could help someone else, please go to the Oklahoma City Attorney. My name is Dillan Savage, and thank you for watching.